Have you ever walked into your office pantry, seen a colleague, and immediately become fascinated by your phone? Do you feel that familiar knot of dread in your stomach, the fear of that awkward first sentence? You are absolutely not alone in that feeling. In fact, that moment of social hesitation is a near universal experience in workplaces around the world. But what if I told you that awkwardness is not a personality flaw? It is simply a lack of strategy, and today, we are going to fix that permanently. We have studied the methods of top communication experts, from former FBI negotiators to renowned networking gurus, to identify their most effective techniques. We have distilled these powerful strategies into 5 simple conversation starters you can use with anyone. Remember, your goal isn't to be hilarious or deeply meaningful, but simply to make a warm, 60-second connection. Think of these scripts as social software you can run to transition smoothly from silence into a friendly chat. Our first powerful technique comes from the world of crisis negotiation and psychology. Mark Goulston, a psychiatrist and former FBI negotiation trainer, wrote a brilliant book called Just Listen. In it, he teaches that the fastest way to build rapport is to make someone feel felt. You achieve this by using what I call the empathic opener. Instead of asking a generic question like "How are you?", you begin with a statement that acknowledges a shared reality or likely shared feeling. For example, you could say, "It feels like everyone is getting hit with a lot of work this week, how are you holding up?" Or, "That last project launch seemed pretty intense, you must be glad that milestone is behind you." This approach is powerful because it immediately bypasses superficial small talk. It demonstrates that you are observant and that you understand the context of their work life, creating a small but significant bond of shared experience from the very first sentence. The second tool in your arsenal is a masterclass in building goodwill and credibility, straight from the networking expert Keith Ferrazzi and his book Never Eat Alone. We have all received vague compliments that feel nice but are quickly forgotten. The magic here lies in radical specificity. I call this the specificity compliment. This means you move beyond praising someone's general presentation skills to complimenting the specific framework they used in a recent meeting. You do not just say you liked their report. You say that the specific data point they highlighted on slide 12 was incredibly insightful and changed your perspective. For instance, you could tell a senior colleague, "The point you made about market trends in the meeting yesterday was brilliant. It made a complex topic suddenly very clear." This kind of compliment proves you were truly paying attention. It shows you value their intellect and their judgment, not just their job title, which instantly elevates the conversation and makes them see you as a thoughtful peer. Sometimes you need to start a conversation with someone you know very little about, and that is where our third technique excels. This one is a classic from Leal Lowndes' book, How to Talk to Anyone, and it is called the Situational Observation. The principle here is beautifully simple. You use your immediate, shared environment as a neutral and safe launching pad for your interaction. The key is to turn a simple observation into a light, open-ended question that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no. For example, if you see a coworker with a new laptop, you could say, "Ah, you got the new model. How has the transition from the old one been for you?" If you are both looking at a new snack in the pantry, you could comment, "You are the brave soul trying the new kale chips. Is that a culinary win or instant regret?" This method is incredibly reliable and versatile. It requires zero pre-existing knowledge of the person. It is based entirely on the neutral space you are both sharing in that moment, and it almost always leads to a natural, unforced exchange. If you are finding these research-backed tips helpful, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us grow and reach other amazing people who are ready to build their social confidence. Let us move on to a technique that works like a subtle psychological hack to warm up any interaction. This also comes from Leal Lowndes' extensive research, and I call it the positive assumption. Instead of starting a conversation from a neutral or uncertain place, you begin with a warm, positive assumption framed as if you were already friendly acquaintances. Contrast these two approaches. Instead of saying you look tired, which is a negative observation, you could say, you look like you just had a really productive meeting. Instead of a generic hello, you could say, you always seem to find the best lunch spots in the area. Have you discovered any new ones I should try? This strategy is so effective because of a concept in social psychology where people often subconsciously live up to the expectations we set for them. By opening with a positive assumption, you set a friendly and upbeat tone for the entire interaction, gently guiding the other person to respond in a more open and engaged manner. Our fifth and final essential starter is the ultimate tool for keeping a conversation flowing naturally from the very beginning. Deborah Fine, in her book The Fine Art of Small Talk, teaches us the immense power of the open-ended question. These are questions that deliberately cannot be answered with a simple yes or no. They typically begin with words like what, how, or tell me, and they invite a story, an opinion, or a more detailed reflection. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good weekend?" which leads to a one-word answer, you would ask, "What was the highlight of your weekend?" Instead of asking, "Is your project going well?" you would ask, "What is the most interesting challenge you are facing on your current project?" This type of question demonstrates a genuine interest in the other person's world. It makes them feel valued and interesting, which is a wonderful gift to give someone, and it ensures the conversation has somewhere to go right from the start. So now you have them, your 5 new research-backed tools for effortless connection. You have the Empathic Opener to build instant rapport, the Specificity Compliment to build credibility and goodwill, the reliable situational observation for any environment, the subtly powerful positive assumption to set a warm tone, and the ever-reliable open-ended question to keep the dialogue moving. You do not need to memorize all 5 at once. I would encourage you to simply pick the one that feels most authentic to you right now and make a plan to try it just once this week. The next time you are in that office pantry, standing by the photocopier, or waiting for a meeting to begin, you will have a plan. You are no longer walking in empty-handed. You are armed with proven social strategies used by experts in communication and human behavior. You have everything you need to transform those moments of dread into opportunities for connection. Thank you for watching.